Alright, hello, happy new year! It's 2023 now! So, to celebrate, I guess, the very first stream of the year is gonna be Vtuber Connect. It's a game that I came across relatively recently. Well, it actually released pretty recently as well. So, from what I see here, November 21st from last year, so only a couple months old, not even really, since it was the 21st of November and it's only the 3rd of January today. So yeah, when I first came across it, I started playing it actually, and after the first scene or so, I thought, you know, it would be interesting to play this together, since it is about VTubers and the people who watch them, or I guess in this case, more specifically, the main character, Shoma, who watches VTubers. So maybe a bit of a meta beginning to the year. I think there's some interesting stuff that can be, I don't know, talked about here. So, without further ado, I guess let's get into it. You know, getting right into it, I think the music sure is nice. The sounds of heavy armor, clashing steel, and furious button mashing fill the air. The girl in front of me is deeply focused, rhythmically bobbing her head to match with her character's actions. This is the final boss of the video game she's been trudging through for over 50 hours of in-game time. My eyes are glued to the chaotic but methodical movement of the characters in-game. I have not eaten this entire day, but this is the conclusion to a month-long journey of constant revives, unlucky deaths, and cathartic victories. I will either see this fight to the end, or I will die trying. That behavior there is, I don't know how common it is, but it is definitely something that may be relatable. Although it's definitely better to eat, even if it's a long stream. I say that as the last stream that I had, I totally skipped eating, but you know. I ate beforehand and after, so all good. Please end this soon though, I'm actually starving. The towering figure slashes at the player character on screen, but the attacks are met with perfectly timed rolls. Suddenly, the boss contorts its body to slash behind itself, landing a direct blow to the player. Did you forget about that attack pattern? Oh no, she's one hit away from death. If she dies here and restarts again, that means another 10-minute long dance where she has to dodge 10 attacks for every one attack she gets in. Also, another 10 minutes where I get the urge to backseat and don't get to eat. Yeah, backseating. Not good. The starry-eyed girl starts leaning forward in true gamer fashion to indicate that she's completely focused. Although holding back on your urge to backseat is a good thing, so I guess that's good in the end. Within the game, the armored player manages to land a successful string of hits. The health bar of the boss almost drops to 0, but there is not enough time to get another hit in before the boss can retaliate. Showing perfect restraint, the girl manages to roll away in time to dodge the counterattack. And that sort of thing must be very satisfying to watch. This is it. A sliver of health on both sides. Any one successful hit will mean victory. The boss leaps into the air. The player character paces back and forth as if to accurately measure the distance between them and the descending foe. Right before the moment of the landing, the player character rolls immediately to the side. You know, this is completely unrelated, but I like this like text advancement icon. It's cute. Oh, hello Sammy. Welcome. I just started reading. Happy New Year. Anticipating the follow-up attack, another roll is performed in immediate succession. The timing ends up being flawless as there's now a golden opportunity to strike. The sword of the armored character is brought down, slashing through the boss monster. The boss falls to its knees and starts disintegrating. And yay! Finally! I immediately start clapping in joy that both the girls and my immediate suffering has come to an end. It's done! The girl's body sinks back to indicate that she's expended most of her energy. A monologue from the armored character starts playing to indicate the end of the journey. The end credits start rolling as the screen fades away to black. Ah, that was a great game! It truly was. I cross my arms as I nod my head in agreement. It took a while, but it's finally over. I really loved the feel of the controls. It felt like I had complete agency over my character's movements. I can tell that they put a lot of effort in the way that a character moves. It also helped that the quality of the soundtrack, art, and direction made for an overall immersive experience. And the female lead? Just look at her design! I was practically drooling the entire game! I might draw some fan art of her later. Of course you would. Same? No, she's mine! Dang, I didn't think it would take me this long to finish the game. Alright, I might stop here for today since I have some stuff I should get done today. But first, I might step outside to take a walk. And this is where blue-haired girl here is being very healthy. Step outside? You? Yes, I'm doing what they call touching grass. Shocking, I know. But actually, I went downtown yesterday for the first time in a while. It was because the new line of graphics cards had come out not too long ago. I was trying to buy 2 for myself. But guess what? They were only letting people buy 1. Makes sense, given they're normally sold out in most places. I know it's because of the shortage, but still. The employee actually looked annoyed with me that I wanted to buy 2. Maybe he thought I was a scalper and was part of the reason that there's a shortage. I was told I would have to wait a month before buying another one. I think I might just look online and order them instead. I would think you could just ask someone to go with you and have them buy one as well. But I guess I shouldn't be talking. Ask a friend? Nah, I don't want to inconvenience other people. Okay, who was the one who said I had no friends? Oh no. I'm too tired to hunt you down. I'll spare you for today. There wouldn't be any problems if there was someone with me, though. Why don't you come with me next time? Okay. Why the cringe responses? Okay, I'm leaving now. Bye! Oh, hey Bucky! Welcome! I'm reading about a VTuber! This blue-haired girl right here. No. Yeah, that's right. Feel bad about it. No, but actually, I have to get going right now. Ending the stream here. I'll catch up to Super Chats tomorrow. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, donated, and came to watch at any point. Oh yeah, And I want to remind everyone that my anniversary stream is in 9 days. That's weird. I would have expected her to sound a bit more excited about her anniversary. Maybe she's just a bit tired. That would be understandable after the apparently long stream that she just had. Thanks again for coming to Mana's stream! How similar is it to real life? How similar is it to my life, you mean? Well, for one, I don't have super chats. But hey, I do try to say this line. Thanks for coming to my stream. Thanks for watching my stream. That part's pretty real, right? Let's see how it goes after this though. Because this is when the stream ends. Bye bye! I close the lid of my laptop as I get to stretch the muscles I've neglected to use for the day. Not that I use them much anyway. Another day, another great Mana stream. I can't believe it's almost her first anniversary. It's hard to imagine that she's been able to grow so much in such a short amount of time. When is my first anniversary? Still like a few months away, I guess? But I haven't really grown much. It's only been half a year since I've started watching her, but I've made sure to make it to every single stream, which hasn't been an easy road. I wonder if Mana has a schedule, or if Mana's more of the type to do guerrilla streams. It must be especially difficult if she's the type that doesn't really schedule her streams. I could feel myself almost transcending my human form during one of her subathons. But this is what being a Mana fan means. We walk this harsh path of silent hole digging endurance streams and meme song karaoke sessions along with her. Sometimes we are graced with situation ASMR streams or professionally made song covers. This account is gonna turn a year old in a few days. Yeah, well, the age of the account isn't the age, well, it doesn't time up with my first stream. I suppose I can check out some of the other VTubers I follow while Mana is offline. And another difference, Mana produces a lot of different type of content. I only have streams. I have one karaoke. But I did say that I wanted to do a song cover at some point this year, so that'll be one more type of content. I still haven't eaten today, but if streams are not watched live, then what is the point? Fucky, is that how you feel? This is from the viewer's point of view. Sammy, is that how you feel? Well, when I watch other VTuber streams, live is definitely better. I do watch archives though. Watching a recording of a stream after the fact is akin to watching an anime months or even years after it's aired. That I can kind of agree with. Anime needs to be watched while it's airing or like, you know, shortly after. And Sammy, you don't like watching archives? Yeah. Live is the best, live is the best. You did do a piano stream? Yeah, I guess I did also do a piano stream. I should do another one at some point. I have never watched an entire archive stream. I might be more similar to Shoma then. I watch entire archive streams plenty, very often. You miss the experience of having live reactions and being in the moment. People would have already moved on to the next thing to talk about after a stream ends. I guess the thing about me is that I don't interact with people Of course, live is the best because you have live reactions, but archives are also fine because you can open up the chat and follow along with what would have been the live reaction. Just, you know, between watching a stream that's live and watching an archive, I'd rather watch the live. I scroll through the list of currently live VTubers. Born too late to explore the Earth. Born too early to explore the universe. Born just in time to live through this VTuber boom. I truly am living in the best timeline. I pick up my ringing phone to see a familiar name displayed. Hello? Yokone? What's up? Shoma, that's what I should be asking you! Have you spent all day watching VTubers again? Of course not. I stepped outside to take the trash earlier today. You haven't eaten a bite today yet either, have you? I have been consuming the entertainment media of live streaming. Quite filling, if you ask me. Oh, don't make me come over there and punch you. Look here. I know it's the first summer after you've entered college, but how long do you expect to just watch VTubers all day? I actually knew a VTuber named Shoma. Who knows, maybe it was this Shoma who became a VTuber. But yeah, there are a lot of VTubers, so it doesn't really surprise me that people have the same name. I wonder, well, I don't think there's another VTuber named Ceero. I think I tried searching this up before I started using this name, but it would be quite something if someone else had the same name as me. This isn't a phase, it's a lifestyle. Besides, I watch anime and play video games as well. I mean, that's pretty well-rounded. That's, you know, watching VTubers, watching anime might be kind of similar, but playing video games is an active entertainment method. You have to interact with the game in order to advance, as opposed to passively watching something. And it's not like my grades are bad. Well, that's a plus for sure. It's not your academic performance that I'm worried about. Have you given up on trying to make friends? I pity the Ceero that's less popular than you. Well, they aren't too far off from me. A reversal is still possible, though I would still like to remain the more popular Ceero. I know with the recent pandemic and all, it might have been more difficult to meet new people. And you might not have found what you were looking for in your first semester. But you should still make an effort to try and form some meaningful relationships. I have been forming meaningful relationships, just with streamers instead. Why go through the pains of in-person relationships when I can just spend my time in the comfort of my room? There's no worrying about having to awkwardly acknowledge people if you make eye contact, or wondering if asking them for a favor will inconvenience them. We both know that those are two very different things. There are some things you can't get out of watching a streamer that you get from interacting with people. And you know what the solution to that problem is? For me at least? I become the VTuber. I can't be like you. I don't come off as friendly or amiable unless I'm really forcing myself. Compared to me, you get along with everybody pretty effortlessly because of your positivity and kindness. You don't have to be like me. I guarantee you there are people out there that like you for you. And what you said isn't completely true. I have plenty of struggles in my own relationships, and there are people out there that I don't get along with, despite me trying. And you know what I just realized? I kind of just glanced over, you know, in the background there, but dang, there's a lot of references back here, like... Is this... This looks familiar, but I don't know. Is that... I won't try to guess. This is definitely Muv-Luv. I can't quite tell what this is. This is obviously Totoro. There's some figures over here. Wait a moment, I think I can... Wait, no. Spacebar does not bring down the text box. You have your own unique qualities that will allow you to connect with other people. Let me see. Is there a way to bring down the text box? Quick save. No. That doesn't look right. Well, let's move on to this side. Is that like... It makes me think of Itachi, but it also doesn't really... I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. There's like this feeling of I should know. Oh, hey, that's Gintoki. I should know some of these posters, but I can't put a name to them. And then the manga. Cool stuff, cool stuff. Oh snap, there's even like a themed clock. And look, it's January. Just like it's January right now. Wait, which day does it start? Oh, it's not this year January, because the 1st of January here is on Friday. Anyway. I actually did go to a meetup recently. It was a week ago. I couldn't connect with any of the people I met. They would just talk to me about sports or their classes. There's nothing wrong with those topics, but I couldn't relate at all. Well, I mean, classes. Aren't you taking classes too? You can complain about your homework together or something. They just seemed so carefree and uninspired. Like, they were just going with the flow of life without any issues. They couldn't relate to my own interests either. It took less than an hour for me to be exhausted from all that and go home. I hear the sound of a long sigh escaping from Yokone's mouth. Don't you think that there's more to them than what they were just showing on the surface to someone they had just met? Even if they had some deep-seated passions or problems in their lives, they wouldn't want to show them to someone they had just met, right? Of course, I'm not expecting you to make friends with anybody and everybody. I think having a few intimate relations that you value and take comfort in is completely fine. Trying to make more friends isn't necessarily always better. I get what you're saying, but can I really be expected to try and get to know each person on the chance that I might like them? I'm fine as it is just watching VTubers for my fill of relationships. Look, I'm still really appreciative that you ended up picking up this lifestyle change. Before then, I know you weren't in the best headspace. VTubers helped you more than I ever could, and I'm grateful for that. That's not... It's true. I was powerless when you needed support, and I don't want that to happen again. It's apparent that you enjoy watching VTubers, and that's completely fine. But I don't think those are the only interactions you should have. Could you try to make an honest effort again to try and meet some people? Like maybe joining a club, or going to a local event? Please? For me? Alright. But in exchange, I don't want you blaming yourself for how I felt back during winter break. Sounds like a deal. By the way, I'll be in town briefly for business in a few days. I'll stop by your place, so let's grab dinner that night. Sure thing. Just call me beforehand when you're on the way, instead of just barging in like you usually do. How cruel. You should be glad your older sister comes for a surprise visit. Surprise visits shouldn't be allowed. I agree with Choma on this one. Please announce your visits before coming to visit. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention, remember that time I asked you for some recommendations for VTubers because I was curious? I finally got around to checking some of them out. Oh my, is Yokone gonna get hooked onto VTubers? Oh? Can't say this is personally my thing. I didn't really get much of what was going on. No! I don't really play video games, so I didn't understand any of the gaming streams. Well, a lot of the others were mainly chatting about topics I didn't really understand. Ah, okay. Some clips I saw just consisted of really simple things, like a girl sitting down on a chair, or another falling down off camera. There was another clip of a girl saying, "What's up with that?" Don't question it. The irony is lost when I have to explain it. And here is the you can never understand kind of feeling. But that's about what I expected. I even told you that you wouldn't understand much. There, it's right there. You would never understand. The feeling of VTuber watchers, perhaps. Hey, I wanted to try and understand your interests a bit more. Can't say I understand any better after checking it out, though. The stream is just a mirror? Do you feel that you are looking in a mirror? Into a window? But that's alright, as long as this is something that you personally take solace in. Just remember that there are other things out there that can bring you happiness. Anyway, I gotta go now, so let's catch up in a few days. Sounds good. See you later. Bye-bye. I lay my phone on my desk and let out a sigh. That sister of mine. She really doesn't have to worry about me so much. But that's just like her. I feel a peace of mind when I know she's looking out for me. I guess I can try and follow her advice, but I'm not really expecting much. Every single word could I say every single word could I say I could 100% believe the game is saying. Wait. Let me try to understand this. Is it every single word I could say I could 100% believe the game is saying? I think that means you agree, right? I agree too. Even if I did, it would probably end up being something superficial. And here we have Shoma, who wants to find something genuine. The type of relationship where we would pretend to care about each other's interest and only associate with each other when there's something to be gained. This is why I stick to watching VTubers. There's no expectation for me to live up to a certain standard, aside from behaving in chat. These streamers share my passions and interests, so I won't be judged or misunderstood for what I do. Every single word you could say? Oh, so every single word you could say, I could 100% believe the game is saying. Okay, so you agree that I agree with the game. Well, I agree with the game. But yeah, the clear boundaries between VTuber and chat are something that I like about VTubers as well. I don't expect people I meet off the street to be able to understand me. Although that's kind of the thing that you could say about any hobby, really. For any of your interests. For the majority of your interests. It's not something that absolutely everyone also is interested in. I let out a long sigh and look out of the window. I might as well stop by the convenience store to grab a bite. There should also be a new issue of the weekly VTuber magazine. I heard Mana will be on this edition's cover. Wait. Is this Japan then? Cause I can't imagine a weekly VTuber magazine anywhere else. And maybe that makes sense, because I do see some words in the background. Oh, is it the opening? Or... Okay, title card. I'm greeted by the harsh glare of the sun as I get my first exposure of sunlight for the day. Wait, does that mean you lied to your sister then? You said that you brought out the trash. Oh, or was that before the sun rose? That's a really early stream then. Or was that just really late at night and then he went to sleep and then woke up? That's also possible. Like, oh, it's 5 AM. Guess I better bring out the trash. Bring out the trash. Go to sleep. Wake up. Watch a stream. But then again, the light is still out, so... I'm overthinking this. I arrive at the local store located a few blocks down from my apartment. As I approach the magazine section, I see a figure of a girl staring at the last copy of the VTuber magazine. I immediately notice the dark circles under her eyes, reflecting the wary aura that's exuding from her. Even I don't ever look this dead inside when my donations get ignored. This might be a grim reminder of the harsh realities of the 3D world. It's a stark contrast to the positive atmosphere of the VTuber streams. She appears to be lost in thought, staring at the image of Mana on the cover of the magazine. She notices my presence and turns my way. Oh, sorry. Did you want the last copy of the VTuber magazine? Wow, even her voice sounds like she's dead inside. I'm so used to hearing voices full of life on stream that I didn't realize that people could sound like this. Weren't you just talking to your sister? I mean, your sister's not dead inside, but like... Your sister's not a streamer, is she? Were you going to buy it? If you were, then that's alright. No, that's okay. Do you want it? Huh, I guess she's being nice and letting me have it. Thanks. Yeah, I was planning on getting it. Well, in that case, I'll be buying it first. Wait a moment. Huh? Jokes. You can take it. This girl... I guess she does have a bit of life in her. Thanks. I take extra caution picking up the magazine in case she tries to mess with me some more. But she just looks at me with a smug smile. Anyways, this is... totally Mana, right? I think just based on the cover of the game, I think we can say that. Even if it weren't, I don't know, kind of obvious based on the fact that she's suddenly here and looking at the magazine with the cover of Mana on it. So, you're a fan of VTubers? That's an understatement. VTubers are my lifeblood. Oh? Just curious, why do you like VTubers? Now I'm curious about Shauma's answer. Let's see. Offering me a chance for me to talk about my favorite thing in the world? Say no more! First off, there's an implicit assumption that these people with anime avatars are going to share a common interest in Japanese entertainment media. I automatically build connection with them because of it, as well as the immediate attraction that I have to a well-designed model. Next, VTubers often have a wide breadth of talents, including drawing, singing, dancing, and voice acting, which appeal to people. VTubers are just generally entertaining people that are nice to be around. When I'm watching a VTuber stream, it's almost like I'm hanging out with them. Yeah, in general, aren't VTubers essentially just people, but with anime avatars? Overall, VTubers are just these incredible bundles of characters and talent. It's almost otherworldly. Shoma just did like an essay, a properly structured, like let me look at this. We've got the hook. We've got first off, this is topic number 1, elaboration. Next, elaboration, and then conclusion. Does Shoma do well in language class? I beam with pride at my detailed explanation, but I'm met with a blank expression. I see. She doesn't look very impressed by my explanation. I'm starting to think I might have creeped her out a little. Maybe I should have said I like them because they're cute or funny. I mean, that would be the simple way. Certainly it would be. I think you perhaps got carried away because... What is it? You know, VTubers are my lifeblood. Oh god, there's an account named Ceero. Ceero, I'm not surprised, because isn't that a word in like Spanish or something? You can only do so many variations of 4-letter characters that actually sound like words. But hey, she was the one who asked. Say, have you ever thought that these VTubers aren't real? And that's quite the question to ask some random person that you just met off the street. Well, I mean, I guess they're bonding over VTubers right now, so that's fine. Uh-huh. What do you mean? There are real people behind these avatars. A VTuber with 0 subscribers and 2 videos? Ceero and Ceero. Two different names. I have an extra E. But Shoma here. Reality, huh? I know, but what if that VTuber persona is not really who they are? What if the person behind them acted completely differently? It's almost like the VTuber doesn't actually exist as a person. You see, okay, here's an interesting topic. Is the VTuber and the person the same person, or are they different people? I think that the VTuber is a different person. This is a personal opinion time, but if the VTuber and the person is the same, then that's not really a VTuber. That's just a virtual avatar, right? Oh wait, the music stopped? Is it for dramatic effect? Wait, what? What? Is it because of what I said? It crashed! It crashed! Let me open that back up. No, VTubers and real people, they're the same thing. Wait, no, I didn't, load. I had a quick save. This isn't gonna, okay, I'm gonna control skip through some stuff. Wait, I need to change settings then. 'Cause skip all messages? Is that not how this works? Okay, I'll just manually advance the text. But VTubers are the same as Warrior Cats OCs? I'm not familiar with Warrior Cats OCs. Do they have their own community and like unique personalities? I don't. I know about like the Warrior Cats books, but not the OCs. Do people roleplay as their OCs? Sammy, you want to describe the community? Is this gonna turn into an essay? Is it gonna be like Shoma explaining his love for VTubers? I'm just admiring this room. Oh, okay. We're getting there. Aloha sweets. What's in the background here? Summer sale. Wait, it's the summer? I guess he just never changed his calendar from January. Probably got it as a gift or something. And then okay, here. Yeah, he probably just got his calendar as a gift and never changed the calendar from January, even though it's apparently summer right now. I don't really know anything about Warrior Cats OCs. I just like the books. Yeah, I only know the books as well. All right, well, let's take a look at this here. I know, but what if that VTuber's persona is not really who they are? What if the person behind them acted completely differently? Wait, yeah. It's almost like the VTuber doesn't actually exist as a person. I pause at the abruptness of this question. This typically wouldn't be the type of question that you would ask someone you just met. Hey, that's exactly what I said! But I don't like the implications that are being made about VTubers, so I'll bite. Well, I don't doubt that there are differences in the way that people present themselves on stream and the way that people act in their personal lives. People act differently depending on the situation, like how to act in front of strangers versus how you act at home. That's true for VTubers as well. I guess it also depends on their situation. Why are they acting differently? That's true. What about this? You have a person that acts a certain way, but for the sake of playing a VTuber persona, they have to adopt a different personality and act in a way that they usually never would. Damn it, but OC is a character built for a certain world and exists to serve a certain purpose. But that purpose isn't... a VTuber's person is different from... Then you would just be saying that all OCs are VTubers, but that's not the case. Because VTubers are, you know, a form of entertainment, right? Sammy, I am my own OC. Yeah, but Sammy, if you're your own OC, are you a VTuber as well? Is everyone a VTuber then? If you keep it at such simple terms, then that's what it would end up being. Anyone that has any kind of representation of themselves that isn't a legit photo of themselves would be a VTuber then. So there has to be a line drawn somewhere. Would you consider that VTuber to not be real? That the person was just playing a character? Okay, you see, this line of questioning. The VTuber is real because the person is playing a character. The idea that an idolized VTuber isn't actually real is one that wouldn't sit well in anybody's mind, but thinking about it, there is some validity to that idea. I watch VTubers all the time, but I always just assumed that there was a person behind the avatar that acted that same way. As much as I hate to admit, I guess there's always the possibility that there might be a real person behind the avatar who's just playing a part. But does that necessarily mean that the VTuber isn't real? Right, exactly. What would even constitute them as being real? This is making my head hurt. Right? I think a lot of people have different interpretations, but I also think part of the strength of VTubers is that even if you hold a certain interpretation, that doesn't prevent you from, you know, claiming yourself to be a VTuber. Like, I might have my own ideas of what a VTuber is. Someone else might have their own ideas of what a VTuber is. There might be people who say, I'm a VTuber, but, you know, I don't agree at all, right? Because their definition is different from my definition. But I think it's still fine for people to, like, call themselves a VTuber, if that's what they want to be called. Well, as long as they're not real live people saying, hello camera, that is showing my face and body and everything, I'm a VTuber. There has to be some kind of virtual representation of yourself, whether it's 2D or 3D. I guess there's an argument to be made that because there's a person that would act that way completely naturally, that identity might not be real. But at the same time, it's pretty difficult for a person playing a character to hide their individual quirks and mannerisms, even if they're adopting a completely different personality. What about animators? They animate themselves. Animators... What do you mean by that? Like, if, for example, me, I am here, I'm moving myself. That's me. I'm a VTuber because I have a virtual avatar that represents myself. There's also, like, PNG tubers as well, right? That's literally just a single static image, but they can call themselves VTubers, and that's fine. The odd is out. I don't know them. But if they like animate themselves and they call themselves a VTuber, then sure, go for it. Because VTubers started off with video content. I'm assuming that if, you know, you're talking about animation, so it's going to be video content instead of live streaming. If they're making like video content animated virtual avatar of themselves and they call themselves a VTuber, it's not something that I would normally think of, but sure. It's just, I guess, a self-identification thing? Like, a label. That might just end up being a different side of a person. I see. I don't think it's exactly as simple as separating yourself from the part that you might be forced to play. There will likely always be a part of that person that shows. At the very least, in the minds of the fans, the experiences and memories they have with that VTuber are real. And Shoma, that is a very good point. I don't think about labels too much. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm kind of the opinion that, you know, people can use whichever labels they want. And it's not up to me to decide, like, where to draw the line. I have my own personal lines, so like, what I consider a VTuber and VTuber-like activity is stuff that I personally will do, and there's a line that I won't cross, kind of thing. But I think I'm crossing a lot of lines that other people might have. So it's just about each individual's limits and boundaries. Maybe that's what matters. Yes, the experiences and the memories. Did you take that line from your favorite anime? You got me, but there's some truth to it. Now I gotta look at that line and wonder if... do I know this anime? I don't think I recognize this anime. It's a bit hard to tell just from one quote. I don't want to believe that my experiences with a VTuber would all be for nothing because the person behind the avatar is just playing a part. And, okay. This is really, the experiences with a VTuber. Like, why would that be invalidated by having someone playing a part? Because, yeah, Shoma's right, the experiences are real. People have their lives changed from reading books and watching movies. Those things are completely fictional because they're created as a story. So having an experience with a VTuber is at least more real than watching someone's fabrication of a story. Well, it wouldn't necessarily be for nothing. It's just that I'm sure a lot of fans would feel betrayed if that wasn't who a VTuber actually was. And the VTuber themselves might not be able to act the way they want or do the things they normally do. Speaking of which, I also want to ask, would the motivations of the person behind a VTuber avatar even make a difference? Tired Girl here is really trying to do some market research right now. She's like, oh my gosh, I found a fan! Let me try and figure out what way they think. Say you have a person who's really shy, but they want to be able to put themselves out there and be more open. So they use a VTuber avatar to reinvent themselves and be a more outgoing person. Then you have another person who's shy, but they take solace in that and want to continue being shy as a VTuber. But they're forced to play the personality of an outgoing person. Maybe because the agency they joined forced them to. Can both of the VTubers in those scenarios still be considered to be the person's self? Let me go back and check these two scenarios. So we've got a person who's shy, but they want to be able to put themselves out there and be more open. So they use the VTuber avatar to reinvent themselves and be a more outgoing person. And then another person who's shy, but wants to keep being shy, but then they're forced to be outgoing. So, I mean, between the two of them, obviously the first option feels a lot more acceptable. Because here you have an outside third party forcing them to change their personality. One of us knows the devs, don't we? Huh? Do you? The dev is, here, let me pull out the name so that I don't accidentally destroy it. Verum Vincula. Actually... So... do you know them? My gut reaction is to say that the VTuber persona of the person who voluntarily plays that personality is more real, and obviously themselves. Yeah, that's the gut reaction. He did accurately identify that as a gut reaction. Does that mean we're gonna go into a deeper layer now? But even if someone didn't want to play that outgoing personality, that might still be themselves acting that way. And they might find themselves naturally becoming more outgoing and therefore become their self. And that's kind of true also, because if you're forced to become something as vague as outgoing, then it's like that person's own thoughts. Like, what is an outgoing person? An outgoing person is someone who, like, loudly says good morning. So then they'll act that way. Because in their mind they have an image of what an outgoing person is, and they try to match that. Other people might have different images. So there's at least that part that's reflecting their own thought process. Not off the top of my head, but it feels like they might be overlapping in our watch history. Bucky, you really know a lot of people? I guess both of your names start with V. Bucky and Verum. The first example definitely seems like it's someone who's themselves when VTubing though. But if they can only act that way when they adopt that VTuber identity, then is that really themselves? Isn't that similar to putting on a superhero suit? Or transforming into a magical girl? Shoma, your examples are not realistic. It should be something like, isn't that similar to someone who works at, like, with customers, who has to do the whole, I can't even remember the word right now, brain dead, you know, the thing where you like talk with customers. It's like that, right? Customer service? I've watched enough magical anime to know the answer to that. Transforming empowers the girls to perform feats that they otherwise might not have had the courage to do. But their true strength was always in their hearts, regardless of transformation. What a beautiful, poetic interpretation of magical girls, Shoma. Is that perhaps the genre that you enjoy? Oh, that's interesting. The fact that you watch magical girl shows, that is. Not what you said. Tired girl. My thoughts exactly. It's interesting that he watches magical girls. I hope by interesting you mean that with a positive connotation. There's nothing wrong with watching magical girl anime as a young male adult. I find the stories to be inspiring. Oh, I agree. I just wish it was that simple in reality. Or maybe it is really that simple and I'm just overthinking things. Last question. Does she have a list of questions? She's just like, if I ever encounter a fan out in the wild, let me ask this question, that question, that question, that question. Last question. Does the audience's perception of the VTuber's identity matter in determining if that identity is real? And here we go back to the idea of real or not. I don't follow. Yeah, me neither. Because we're back to the idea of real, but who's defining the real? Say you have a VTuber that wants to express themselves on stream. But how the audience sees that VTuber is different from how that VTuber wants to be expressed. So that VTuber acts how the audience wants to see them. Something I haven't experienced. Thank you for being such chill viewers. I don't think you guys have I don't think you guys see me in like a weird kind of way. You guys let me be me, so thanks for that. This situation, huh? Is that VTuber identity considered real? And can that even be considered the person's self? I mean, from an outside point of view, if the VTuber is responding to the audience, like, in a positive way, then I think that's real. Like, we go back to boundaries, right? If what the audience is expecting out of the VTuber is within their boundaries and they're acting within that to respond to the audience's expectations, then I think that's perfectly fine. However, if the VTuber is reacting to the audience in a way that kind of, you know, pushes their boundaries, I would say that's not really that good, right? Because then the chat is kind of forcing the VTuber out of their comfort zone, or, you know, doing things that they wouldn't normally want to do. If the VTuber had a bit more confidence, then I would prefer them to, you know, have confidence in their own personality. So that's kind of what I would consider real. And you were pretty close to perfect right off the bat. No. I have many things that I need to improve. Well, I guess it's real in the sense that this is how a real person acts in a situation where they feel forced to act in a certain way. And also in the sense that the audience's perceived identity is fulfilled. And it's not real in the sense that this isn't the way that this VTuber would normally act, and they might just be playing a persona. I don't really know if that's still considered the VTuber's self. Okay, the VTuber's self is, to me, the way that the VTuber themselves wants to be portrayed. So yeah, if the chat is pushing that boundary, then that's not the self. Sorry, is there supposed to be a clear, correct answer to these questions? I feel like I haven't given a single one. Oh, sorry, I've been here in the corner. I've been here in this corner here, just giving answers to all of these questions. I'm sure that things will be put into question later on. I don't think so. At least, I don't really have a clear, correct answer. I'm mostly just asking so I can see another person's point of view. It might be naive, but I wish I could always be just as simple as just be yourself and everyone will accept you and you will succeed as a VTuber. Alright, well, if the question here is how to succeed as a VTuber, I'm definitely not doing that. Maybe for some, it is that simple and there's no problem. Some VTubers just be themselves on stream and enjoy what they do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But even then, not everyone might accept you, and you might have people who push a different identity onto you. What people want might end up being different from what you want to express. Maybe it causes a disconnect between that person and their VTuber persona. Or maybe that's actually them. If there's a disconnect, then it probably becomes more pronounced when you adopt a new name and appearance. Probably. Then, in that scenario, is that VTuber self the fake and their usual self the real self? Or maybe they're both different, but are real sides to the same person. Alright, I feel like one part that this argument is kind of missing, or like this conversation is kind of missing. We're talking a lot about the pressures that a VTuber faces, without really taking into account the pressures that the real person is facing. So if there are expectations that are being pushed onto a VTuber, are there not also expectations being pushed on the real person? Like, for a quick example, Shoma. He has some expectations being pushed on him by his sister. His sister wants him to go out and make some friends. Shoma himself doesn't really want to do that, right? But he's gonna do it to please his sister. So, if we're gonna ask whether the VTuber is real because the chat is pushing some things on them, then are we supposed to question whether Shoma's decision to please his sister and, you know, make an effort to meet people, is that Shoma's real self? I feel like that's the same kind of question that's being asked. And, well, my answer kind of remains the same, right? If Shoma's okay with, you know, going out to please his sister because that's something that's within his boundaries, then that's his real self. Anyways, continuing on. Or maybe they're both fake. I want to say they're both real, but, you know, glass half empty, glass half full. I guess. How would that even work? I don't know. I just said that to mess with you. I applaud your ability to crack jokes right after asking such serious questions. How did I even get into this situation? I almost forgot why I came here in the first place. You know, I completely forgot about why. Convenience store to pick up food, I guess? Oh wait, it was the VTuber magazine as well. Can't say I necessarily hate this though. I hadn't really put much thought into what it means for the VTuber to take on a new identity. Even if that conversation we just had felt like a jumbled mess, I feel like I gained a new perspective on VTubers. Oh yeah, this all started from being asked why I like VTubers. What about you? Why do you like VTubers? Assuming that you do. What if I said I don't watch VTubers? I would demand my time and energy back. Here I thought I found a kindred soul. Okay. Yeah, I watch VTubers. Why I like them? Let's see. VTubing can be a shelter for those that need it. Sometimes you have nowhere else to go. Sometimes you just need to get away from everything. Tired girl, are you doxing yourself? You're saying this with a very I'm a VTuber kind of air right now. Not as a VTuber watcher. Sometimes you aren't happy with the way things are and you need somewhere to express yourself in ways that you normally couldn't. In the world of VTubing, you're free from the threads that tie you from becoming who you want to be. You can choose how you look, how you act, and just be able to reinvent yourself. It's kind of like the idea of a high school debut, but VTuber debut, I guess. I'm suddenly reminded of my own experiences of when I started watching VTubers. I mean, she hasn't said her online name yet. Yeah, but dang, she must be really good at making a voice because Shoma's been watching her for like half a year, right? And here he is, talking to her face to face and he can't recognize her voice. Even though he's heard her. Like, I'm guessing she streams really often and for really long hours. That's kind of the vibe that Shoma gave off. I really did have nowhere else to go. For the first time in who knows how long, it felt like someone might have understood me. I can relate to that. Oh? Sometimes we just need to feel like there's someone there, talking and chilling with us. There might not be anywhere else to go get that human connection. I realized that I said I have no friends in a roundabout way. Even if there are people in your life that you can go to, it might feel like nobody understands you. Sometimes you just need a break from everything. Others might not even have the luxury of having friends, so they go to VTubers. she looks at me when she says that, as if to emphasize the idea that I might not have friends. Yeah, especially the way that she said, others! She's implying, Shoma does not have friends, but I have friends. Why were you looking at me with that expression when you said that? Come on, you're supposed to look at people when you're speaking with them. Her pose changed! You didn't think I was implying anything, did you? This girl is giving me a smug smile. She knows what she did. Nope, not at all. Must have been a coincidence. I must have been mistaken. Sorry for suspecting you. I give my best exaggerated display of poor acting. Good. I accept your apology. I was about to break into tears if I were suspected of implying that you have no friends. Hey! You're not supposed to point that out! So you were implying that. She gives a hearty laugh, then quickly goes back to her deadpan expression. She was about to dox herself! A hearty laugh? I'm sure that that's the kind of laugh that Mana must have done. You can't fake laughs that easily, I don't think. Or, well, you can fake them easily, but it won't sound natural. It'll be like, ah ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. Real laugh is probably gonna give her away. I don't know what you're talking about. But going back to what I was saying. She's changing the subject. Even if there's nowhere else to go, that's not to say that people should go and pour their troubles out to a streamer. You don't do that, do you? Hey, what do you take me for? My struggles are so pathetic that even if I wanted to convenience others, then they would just think of me even less than they already would. I don't think that's something you should be proud of. But I don't think it matters how pathetic your struggles are. There might always be others out there that are going through a rougher time, but that doesn't make your struggles any less important to you. What matters is how you deal with them, right? There's too much I don't get about this girl. Why did she suddenly start asking me difficult questions about VTubers? Yeah, you guys are standing in front of a convenience store talking about deep questions about VTubers right now. Are there people like coming and going? Cause like I get the feeling a convenience store has pretty high foot traffic. What's with the sad looks she's giving? At the very least, I don't think she's being nice for the sake of seeming nice like other people do. Honestly, my struggles really are pathetic. Why would I ever inconvenience VTubers to listen to the troubles of someone as insignificant as me? Even this girl in front of me, I'm not going to try and earn any pity from someone I just met. I'm sure my struggles are not worth the time or emotional energy from even random people. I mean, to be honest, not even from even random people. Generally, you don't want to inconvenience random people. If you're gonna talk about your problems, you should talk about them with someone who's close to you. Or someone you can, like, trust, right? Random people is pretty low on the list of people you should be talking your problems about. Thanks. I didn't want to push back in case she ends up expending any more energy on insignificant things. So, why were you asking me all those questions? Do you typically interrogate everybody you meet? How rude. Of course I don't do this to everybody. You were just a prime victim. In what way was I a prime victim? You're a VTuber fan, for one. You also looked like you had nowhere else to spend your time. I mean, if we're talking about looks, then you don't really look like you have much place to spend. Well, maybe you should be sleeping. What you said was contradictory. Being a VTuber fan means I have no time to spend on anything else. Shoma, you also play video games. You also watch anime. You do plenty more than just watch VTubers. Yeah, sure. that proves my point. I'm not entirely convinced that she would just randomly start asking me weird questions without any reason, but it doesn't seem like I'll get any answer out of her. I might as well take the chance to ask her thoughts on other things. You know, Shoma, for someone who is apparently not good at making friends, you're really good at making conversation. I would have ended the conversation at this point. I'd be like, oh, okay, this stranger asked me some questions, I answered the questions. It's an interesting conversation, alright, time to leave. You said you were a fan of VTubers, right? What about Mana? The one on the cover? I guess you could call me a fan. Isn't she the greatest? That cool voice, that great sense of humor, the ability to handle any situation with confidence, the talent she has in so many fields. It ain't much. Huh? There are a ton of other VTubers out there that are more talented and put in just as much work. The stars just aligned for her to make it big. I take back what I thought about being understood. You might as well be kicking me down and stomping on me. Hey, some people are into that. There's no way that she was just lucky and got to where she was. Well, that's the reality of the VTubing world. It's all about timing and luck. That's just wrong. You can't make nothing out of their talents and effort. Believe me, I really do respect the talents and efforts of VTubers. But the reality is that no matter how talented or how much effort some people put in, it won't be enough. They won't make it. Others with less talent and who put in less effort might make it big instead. Maybe it would be because they came across the right opportunity to join an agency. Maybe that one clip they had went viral. The internet isn't a place that perfectly and accurately rewards hard work and talent. Oftentimes, the success of a VTuber will bend to the whims of whatever's trending at the time. And if it was that easy if that was easy to just predict or figure out, then anybody could just make it big. I have to stop myself from getting angry. I know I shouldn't get defensive about things I like, but any affront to the VTubers I like, Mana in particular, feels like an attack on myself. I think I've calmed down. Thinking about it, there is some validity to what she's saying. The internet can be unpredictable, and how a VTuber can make it big isn't often something that's so easily determined. I watch plenty of smaller VTubers myself, and to say that they're not making it big because they're not working hard enough or that they aren't talented enough is disingenuous. I know this is a weird request, but can you think of a convincing argument for why other VTubers should play this game? Well, I can think of an argument against it. It's a bit meta, right? I guess that could be an argument for it as well, but I thought it would be cool to play this game as a way to comment about VTubers, because, you know, I am a VTuber, I decided to become one, and I also watch a lot of VTubers. And for that reason, I thought it might be interesting to do a bit of a more meta kind of stream, I guess. So if they want to do that kind of commentary, then they should play it. But if they want to avoid meta topics, then they should stay away from this. I guess you could say this game is like a vehicle for these kinds of discussions. At least that's how it feels so far. I mean, the length of the game is less than 10 hours, I think, so it's rather digestible. And it's hard for me to give specific reasons because I'm only 1 hour into this game, but I imagine that as we go through, different topics will be brought up, different points of views maybe. And in that case, yeah, they're just interesting to see and comment on. But I also let's continue and actually see what it's about. There's gonna be a day when you're forced to look into a mirror. Why not place it right in front of them? I mean, is there gonna be a day when they're forced to look into a mirror? Is it a bit too meta to say that the lifespan of a VTuber is actually pretty short? I think plenty of VTubers can make it through without looking into the mirror. And well, if they don't have to look in the mirror, then why force them to? Well, as I said while I was talking about this, I like VTubers who stay, like, true to their character. I know that, I suppose, by doing this kind of meta talk, I'm not exactly staying in character or anything, but that's within my own boundaries, so that's okay for me. But if people don't want to play it, then, or talk about it, then yeah, don't play this. Alright, but at the same time, you can't just make it big by timing and luck alone. People aren't going to just keep watching because you got lucky. There has to be some appeal to get people to stay. Sorry, I got a bit emotional. I think you're right about some things. We can't predict who will become big. There might be plenty of VTubers out there that could have been the next big thing, but never did. But there's no way that a VTuber would remain successful without having the hard work and talent required to do so. I don't believe that Mana could be as successful as she is by just getting lucky. I'm sure there was some of that involved, but the reach she gets by touching the hearts of her viewers isn't just a product of timing or luck. Right, there's that I've heard that kind of, is it an argument? Theory? But yeah, you have to always be working hard so that when you do get, like, lucky, then you can, like, capitalize on it, I guess. I truly believe that who she is as a person and the work that she puts in is the reason why she continues to appeal to so many people. She just looks at me with surprise. Who she is, eh? Sorry, I got a bit emotional as well. Maybe you're right. Regardless, popularity isn't the only indicator for success for VTubers, is it? There are a ton of VTubers that are satisfied with the community they've built, regardless of size. I'm sure there are people who think that way, but at the same time, I think in the back of their minds, a lot of them also think that it would be nice if they were to make it big. There are also plenty of VTubers out there that have single-digit average viewers and desperately wish to grow— Oh hey, hello single-digit average viewers, here we are! I mean, the goal is 2 digits, right? Let's try to get to 2 digits subs at least. 2-digit subs. Goal for 2023. Can't say I've been through that or know what goes through their minds, but you have a point. I've seen many VTubers try to put themselves out there on multiple platforms to try and grow. And imagine how many of their stories have been denied before they could even get going just because they started the wrong time or just got unlucky. Yeah, that whole multiple platforms thing. Sometimes I wonder about Twitch, but at the same time I'm like, YouTube is already taking up all of my energy. Did someone kick you down this morning or something? You don't seem to have the most optimistic outlook on things. This morning? Someone's been kicking me down every day. Well, you should probably tell that person to stop. Yeah, well, not someone is life. I'll make sure to tell them next time. But anyway, since we were talking about Mana, what if the one behind Mana is a completely different person? She keeps bringing this up. You mean what we were talking about earlier? Do you mean that the person behind Mana acts completely differently? That's a bit hard to believe. I don't know. Would it actually matter? What do you mean? Even if Mana is different off-stream, then does that really matter? I mean, like you said earlier, there could be a ton of reasons for it. You wouldn't feel betrayed? That she was lying to you in a way? I think in the back of my mind, maybe I would, but she doesn't owe it to us in any way to act a certain way. Is that so? Yeah. What about you? Aren't you a Mana's fan? How would you feel? I feel like saying that you're disappointed that a VTuber, I mean like the person behind a VTuber acts differently from the VTuber off-stream is like being disappointed that the voice actor of your favorite anime character isn't actually that anime character. It's slightly different, but similar. I would feel betrayed. That I find inspiration in someone so amazing, but she turns out to be pathetic in reality. That she was just putting up a front the entire time. I mean, if it's that kind of difference, isn't that actually more admirable? If someone is, in her words, pathetic in reality, but they're able to become something so much more when they're streaming, I think that's something that's more inspiring than, you know, betraying. That's really harsh. That really wasn't the answer I was expecting. I guess there are really harsh Mana fans out there. I would have thought that everybody liked her. I doubt that's actually the case, though. Well, reality has a tendency to disappoint. I'm surprised you even have expectations in the first place to disappoint. You're right. Let me rephrase. Reality has a tendency to be exactly as I expect it to. I can't help but give a chuckle at the absurdity of the conversation. How long have we been standing here? 20 minutes? I don't even know this girl's name, but I can tell that she's unique, to say the least. By the way, I don't think I caught your name. Yo, Shoma is doing such natural conversationalist tactics right here. If it were me, I would never ask the name of a stranger. I'd be like, oh my gosh, there's a conversation happening. Oh my gosh, there's a conversation happening. Then when it's over, I'd be like, whew, conversation just happened. Trying to slide into my DMs, I see. Luring me into this long-winded conversation and then trying to get my information out of me. Hey, you were the one who started asking me questions. And don't make me out to be a predator just for asking for your name. My name's Makoto. Makoto Kagurazaka. Wow, that's a mouthful. My name's Shoma. Shoma Hasegawa. Isn't that a comparable mouthful? Well, Hasegawa, I should get going now. We have a name now! She's no longer tired girl, she's Makoto. Oh. I remember what Yokone requested of me earlier. Good thing, because I don't remember. Yokone requested something? I thought we were just here to get a VTuber magazine and some food. I'd much rather spend my time playing games or watching VTubers than try and converse with strangers, but talking with this girl wasn't all that bad. She has a certain bitterness towards the world that I kind of admire. This guy admires bitterness, huh? A lot of other people I've met just seem to passively agree with anything, but she doesn't seem to be afraid of speaking her mind. I mean, she's not trying to make friends with you especially, right? Compared to, what was that other place that he tried making friends at? Some meetup? If you're at a meetup where people are trying to make friends, I think people will try to be friendly. And she has some interesting takes and questions. But I don't even know anything about her, and we just happened to meet here by chance. There's no excuse I can use for us to converse again. So Shoma wants to converse again. I can't just ask for her email or number. Why would I think that she would want to continue associating with me anyway? I'm just being selfish. I'm not going to inconvenience her any further. Sounds good. It was nice talking with you. Maybe we'll see each other around. Well, I'll be here around the same time tomorrow. I didn't get to buy the magazine I wanted. Isn't that just a roundabout way of telling me to come back tomorrow? Surprise! Surprise invitation from Makoto! Now, what will happen next? Maybe I'm getting too ahead of myself. See ya. I watch as she walks away down the street. Surely people haven't changed this much since the last time I talked to them. I'm sure she's just an oddity. My stomach suddenly reminds me of the reason I came to the store. I take the VTuber magazine and a prepackaged meal to the counter to check out. I plop down on my chair and lay the contents of my plastic bag on my desk. As I open the plastic casing of my meal, I stare at the cover of the magazine. Mana's face adorns the front cover with her signature winking peace sign. I can't imagine that whoever is behind Mana might actually be a completely different person. Even if that was the case, would that necessarily be a bad thing if that was by choice? If the Mana persona is used to become another someone that they want to be, then that's fine, isn't it? If that wasn't the case, how could someone not want to be Mana? She's basically perfect in the eyes of the VTuber community. She's a pillar of strength and proof that you can make it to the top with talent and hard work. I recall what Kagurazaka told me earlier, about her success being a result of luck and timing. There's no way that's completely true. The reason that she's so successful is because she's so amazing. How can anyone ignore that fact? I mean, it's because he's such a big fan. When I think about VTubers, there's no single standout person who's incredibly talented or anything. It feels almost like everyone who's popular is talented, right? So the idea that everything is luck and timing is honestly pretty... I don't know, I agree with it. If there's talent and hard work, then there's thousands of them. In order to become popular, you have to be within those thousands and also be lucky. And timing. I don't think there's much point in thinking about this though. Mana is someone who's out of reach for any of us. Especially someone like me. The most interaction you can get from her is a verbal reading of your donation. That amount of attention is enough. It's selfish and delusional to think you can get any more than that. I put down the magazine and flipped through some VTuber streams to occupy myself for the rest of the day. Oh. I guess the title card is like a scene transition. I stand up from my desk, content as I think about the productivity of my day so far. You know what? I'm just gonna save right now because it crashed that one time and I don't want it to... I don't want to have to zoom through everything again. Okay. I've managed to make a sizable dent in my gaming backlog while not missing a single second of the VTuber streams I wanted to check out. Okay, this guy? I don't understand how he does it. How do you not miss a single second of VTuber streams? It sounds like he watches a lot of VTubers. But if he's watching a lot of VTubers, then what's gonna end up happening is that at least 2 VTubers that he likes are gonna be streaming at the exact same time. Does he multi-window and watch multiple streams at the same time? That's really hard, especially if the subjects are different. And like, if one of the streams is a chatting stream, then you have to pay like You have to pay attention. Yeah. And thus, that's why I watch archived streams. Because prime time, I will be watching a stream live that I'm interested in, and then another stream that I'm interested in will be at the same time, and then I'll have to watch the archive later on. But anyways, this guy somehow manages to not miss a single second. Unfortunately, the limitations of the human body are preventing me from going farther, as my body tells me that it's time to eat. I remember what Kagurazaka told me the day prior. It's almost time for her to be at the store. He has less of a life than I do. How does he do it? Well, I have to go get food anyway. We might as well check if she's there. Does this guy not have food in his house? Does he have to leave his house every single time he needs food? It's been one day. The sun once again batters my eyes with its rays of light as I step outside for the first time today. The storefront slowly comes into vision as I approach. I don't see Kagurazaka anywhere. Did I just miss her? No. I'm pretty sure I just deluded myself into thinking that she would want to meet with me again. I guess I'll just get my food and head back. Hey! I hear the familiar voice of someone who sounds like they've given up hope on the world. Oh, Kagurazaka. I saw you looking disappointed. Did you think that I already left? Did you miss me that much? The only disappointment I get from life is when VTubers cancel their streams. Oh, sounds like a satisfying life if that's the only thing that disappoints you. What brings you back here? Oh, you know, that thing your body does when you haven't eaten. I also want to check out the new Jump chapters. Yo, this guy also reads manga! He watches VTubers, watches anime, reads manga, plays video games. He has so many hobbies, and not a single friend. You mean you wanted to get this? Kagurazaka looks down at the stands, her eyes on the last edition of Jump available. This store is, it really runs out of stock quick, huh? Is she going to mess with me again and take it? Curses, store manager. Why do you not restock your shelves? No, that's not the one I meant. Oh, okay. Guess I'll take it then. Wait, no! Sure, you can have it. I can't remember the last time I had the chance to catch up to manga. Kagurazaka gives a somber tone. Is it because she's too busy? If she has the time to talk to me like this, then I would imagine she has the time to catch up to manga. Which manga do you read? I read a lot. Well, used to. But I would like to catch up with Heroes of the Sky. I have the volumes for those if you'd like to borrow them sometime. Kagurazaka looks at me weirdly as if I'm misunderstanding something. Sure, I'll take you up on that offer. Don't spoil anything before that, though. I'll murder you. Well, you already act like you have nothing to lose. You might very well do it. How rude. I haven't given up on everything yet. There are plenty of things still worth living for. Like cute anime girls, and that amazing parfait at the cafe down the street. At the start of her sentence, I was like, yeah, cute anime girls. At the second half, amazing parfait at the cafe down the street? Dang, that's so normie. I don't go to cafes. I don't get parfaits. Well, right. Well, you know what they say. Suffering is how you know you're still alive, and you can appreciate the happy moments even more as a result. Just because something's comparatively better doesn't actually make it better, does it? I don't know. Isn't it all comparative? One person's level of suffering might be another person's regular level of living. True, maybe my suffering is just a state of being for me at this point. That's how you're gonna interpret? That's how you're going to interpret it? Our conversation is interrupted by the sound of my stomach. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to keep you from getting food. No, that's alright. We also probably shouldn't just stand around here. Do you want to, head to the park just up ahead after I get some food? How is that, Normie? I don't know. People who go to cafes? I don't know. I don't go to cafes. I thought that was a Normie thing. Or like, am I using that word wrong? It feels like popular people go to cafes. Do normal people go to cafes? I feel like, don't you need like a reason to go to cafes? It's yogurt and granola, but like, huh? Do you get parfaits just like that? Who? It's... I feel like I only ever see parfaits in anime and manga, and like, I don't even see them in movies. I mean, cafes usually have food. People tend to want food. Okay, well, cafes. I'll give you cafes, but parfaits in a cafe. Like, maybe you see it on the menu that there's a parfait, but like, no one ever orders it. At least I've never seen anyone in real life order one. Maybe once, actually. Maybe once I've seen someone order it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, it just feels so fictional. Well, to me at least. A smile suddenly forms across Kagurazaka's face. Oh? Oh ho ho? Hey, stop making it weird. I'm quite the busy person, but I guess I'll spare the time to stay with you so you aren't lonely. This is the thing that breaks your brain. Maybe it's because I'm thinking too much. Because this game makes me think too much. Yeah, I'm sure you spend your time very wisely. What was that? Nothing. I grab some rice balls, tea, and the last copy of Jump magazine on the shelf and take them to the counter to check out. When I come back out, Kagurazaka is just staring out into the distance, lost in thought. What are you up to? You know, existing. Sounds rough. I've got you what you wanted to buy, so we can go now. We head down the street to the nature park ahead. Kagurazaka stares straight ahead, but it doesn't seem like she's focusing on the scenery in front of her. I realize I know next to nothing about her, let alone what she could possibly be thinking about. We arrive at the walkway next to the park's lake and stare at the surface of the water. As I'm eating my rice balls, I think about how I can get to know Kagurazaka better. I'm kind of in awe right now. This scenery right here, this park, this is in walking distance. This is in walking distance of like the place this guy lives, the place this girl lives, the place like the convenience store. All of this stuff is like right by this park in walking distance. Because both of these people, they don't go outside much, right? They probably don't walk much. If they're walking somewhere close by, it actually must be close by. It's not like people who walk regularly and say, oh yeah, it's a place close by, and then they take 1 hour to walk somewhere. This is probably actually close by. Say, do you also go to NEKOZOU University? Kagurazaka breaks her focus and turns to me. Oh, you too? I do. Can't say I'm particularly a fan of studying and attending classes, though. There are people out there who are fans of that? If you're passionate about what you study, then sure. I'm mainly just doing it because society is so adamant about sending everybody to get higher education, and so that I can have some security in the future. Can't say I'm particularly passionate about what I read from these textbooks. No, I get that. I can't say I'm particularly passionate about the topics in class either. Most of my passions lie outside of what I do in class. And they are anime, manga, video games, the types of inspirational and heartwarming stories and characters that are portrayed are ones I can't get from other medium. VTubers as well, of course. Being able to share in those experiences is also nice. Consuming creative media lets me experience journeys, feelings, and thoughts from others that I normally wouldn't be able to experience on my own. So you're what they call an otaku. Haha, very funny. I'm sure that concept is very foreign to you. And like that wasn't obvious enough already from the conversations we've had. Sorry, please don't talk to me anymore. Or a deadpan delivery of that line gets a laugh out of me. No, but that's something I completely understand. You're able to make a profound connection with something or someone, even if they might be fictional. What about you? What are you passionate about? Me? Of course, I like the same things you mentioned as well. But if I had to describe it, I like creating things as a way to share my own experiences and convey my feelings. There are just some things I can't convey through words alone, and being able to create things lets me share that with others. I mean, I kind of get that feeling of, I can't convey through words alone, but I think the reason that she's saying that and the reason that I'm agreeing with that are different. Because for me, things I can't convey through words alone is because I'm just bad at using words. I feel like the way that she's using this sentence is she has something more profound that she wants to convey. But yeah, creating stuff is nice. When I draw that piece of art of that one scene that resonated with me, or sing that song about an experience that I wish to convey, I'm able to express myself and hopefully make that connection with others. When I'm able to bring happiness to others by doing so, then that's fulfilling in ways that words can't do justice. So it's a bit similar to what I said, but from the creator's side. Yeah, Shoma. Makoto's pretty much saying that she's a creator. That she's on the creator side. You draw and sing, though? Sing, draw, dance, voice act, make content. Can't say I'm particularly great at any of it, though. Wow, that's a lot. I'm curious now. Can I see what kind of stuff you make? And there is the reason why I will never tell anyone. Yeah, not in a million years. Ouch. I understand, though. It really is one of the best feelings, though. When something that you created is able to touch the hearts of people who experience it. It's like they were able to understand me and form a connection. It's like I made a difference in this world and that I matter. This was a bit unexpected, but I feel like I'm getting a better glimpse into her. I mean, I feel like that's the cycle with the fan and the creator, or at least that's the way that I feel. Because I admire creators a lot, right? They're the ones who create all of this content and like all of this entertainment that gets me through the day, I guess. Let's call it like that. And I mean, a Venn diagram of artists on YouTube and VTubers is just a circle. There's plenty of artists that aren't VTubers. On YouTube, that is. YouTube has a lot of non-anime stuff, so they've got like there's like those ASMR artists also, you know. Those get recommended on my homepage. The ones that like have pencil and paper and do the scratchy sounds. That's not a VTuber. But yeah, when it comes to like the cycle of consumer and creator, it's like after seeing people who create content that moves your heart and like the admiration that you have for them, it makes you also want to create things and like form a connection with others as well. Kind of like giving back to the community a bit. Well, I don't know how much I'm able to give back through this, but that's kind of my philosophy, I guess. It's how to do self-improvement also. When there's people that you admire, then you want to imitate them, right? Do the same kinds of things. Since I started watching VTubers, I thought, wow, this is really great and fun, right? As a viewer. So then why not try it out as the creator as well? What she's saying only reminds me of my own feebleness. How do people have the courage to put themselves out there like that? What if everybody hates what you create? What if the thing that you wish to convey is misconstrued and harms people? I'll say that last one, I'm too minor for that to matter. I recall what Kagurazaka said the day prior about why she likes VTubers. That VTubers can be a way for people to express themselves in ways that they normally couldn't. As a VTuber, it's like you're reborn as a new person and have a fresh start. Nobody can know who you actually were unless you tell them. Maybe that anonymity can empower people to overcome that fear and put themselves out on the internet to share their own experiences. When I think about internet anonymity, I mostly think about how people use it as a weapon to hurt others without any consequences. I can never do what you do, you're just better not to devalue myself, but I believe my talents lie elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, that's mine too. I think everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. I feel like, for me, even before I like found out about VTubers, I think a lot of the my hobbies and stuff, interests, things I've tried to do before, they lined up pretty well with VTubers. Like, it's kind of crazy to think about, but I actually used Live 2D before I knew what VTubers were. Like, it was back when it was a new technology and, you know, there's a free trial and everything. And I tried it out. I'm like, I wonder what this could be used for, right? Like, I had seen people use it to like make like blinking animations or whatever, idle animations. And I used it just for fun to try that out without knowing what a VTuber was. So then I also draw, so you know, there's that aspect. Since I can draw using Clip Studio to make like the overlays, I was able to make my own model and do the whole rig myself because I like my past experience lined up really conveniently to be able to do this. The only new parts really would be the actual act of streaming. Yeah, the actual act of streaming and kind of figuring out OBS. Talking. My experience with talking was like very, very low. It's still kind of low. I would still call myself low talking ability, but in any case, it's just very convenient. Also the fact, as Shoma mentioned, you know, the VTuber community, I guess, because we're all like anime avatars, there's a strong affinity for anime, manga, games, and those kind of interests are kind of like what I'm interested in as well. So it's just well suited. And one thing he didn't mention it, but I think the VTuber community is like super big on is Vocaloid. And that kind of music is also the kind of music that I listen to, so just very convenient, a very convenient community or form of entertainment, medium. But maybe it can be used to protect and empower people. Yes, Shoma, that's it. That's the root of it. Wait, all of Kagurazaka's ways of expressing herself are typically those that VTubers also have. She also has the courage to put herself out there, and she herself mentioned that VTubers are a way for people to express themselves. Shoma's putting it together! He's realizing that she's on the creator side! Could she be? No. The chances are pretty small, statistically speaking, anyway. And I can't imagine someone who's as jaded as her would be one. And even if she was, it's not like she would say that she was. You know, if you think about it, once we're gone from this world, we would only have those that remember us to have a lasting impact on the world. But once they're also gone, then you can no longer influence anything. Oh hey, look at that. It's... it's a thought process that I see a lot. But if you had created something and left it behind, then you can continue to make a difference. A thought process that I too have. Well, maybe that's my way of rebelling against our inevitable fate, that I refuse to be forgotten. I guess personally for me, I don't really mind being forgotten per se, but it's more like, it'd be nicer if I weren't forgotten, but yeah. I'm fine to be in memories as opposed to like keeping a physical record. But even if you aren't remembered, you would have influenced people throughout your life, and in turn those people would influence others. So your impact would continue to grow even after you're gone. Shoma, what's with that incredibly fast follow-up? Have you had this kind of conversation before? That's true, but I still wish to impact people more directly even after I'm gone. How do you want to be remembered? Well, let's see. If I were to be ambitious? let's do the ambitious way. Since we're doing this whole talk about like all this stuff, yes, me as the single digit viewer person, I think it would be nice to be remembered for, I don't know, starting small and becoming a bit bigger. There's what they said about, even though I'm happy with being small, what if I did get big? But I would have to actually get big for that to happen. If I stay small though, then... I mean, okay, here's a bit of me taking from creators that I admire. But one of the VTubers that I admire said something along the lines that a VTuber's job is to be happy. So I think if you can, I don't know, rest assured that I'm always happy, then that's the best thing that I can, that I want to be remembered for. I know that I'm not like externally super happy or anything, but I'd like to say that I'm always happy. Like, I don't really get sad or anything, so that's weird to say. I don't know. I'm pretty mentally stable, I guess. You're giggling, that counts as being happy? It's just a weird topic to talk about. But yeah. Kind of the... It's weird to say this, but I'm being meta, okay? My goal is to always be happy as a VTuber. There! And if not, like, you know, me being happy, it's like to bring happiness into this world. Like, if I'm happy and I can make you happy, then the world is a better place. I'd feel more at ease if I knew the work I created was still out there, able to express who I was. Thank you, Bucky. Makoto is more of a mature creator than I am, I think. I think I would need to have more confidence in the work that I create in order to express who I am, but well, hopefully I'll have more things to be proud of in the future. Let's set that as another goal for 2023. Let's do things that I can be proud of. Now I'm really curious to see what kind of content she makes. But if it's a work personal to her, then I can understand not wanting to share it with someone she just met. I guess this isn't something that's so easily pursued as a career, right? Most people who pursue careers in the arts have it pretty rough, with it being hyper-competitive and all. Yeah. Even if you do manage to miraculously make a living creating things you enjoy, then it's rare that you also have job security with it. And there's a lot more to it. There's a big difference between doing things you like when you want to do them, and doing things you like when you have to do it to live. Your perspective on that completely changes. I think I know what you mean. If you have to do it for a living, then you might have to take on projects that you might not necessarily like, even if you're doing what you enjoy. Like, an artist might go from drawing works that they are passionate about, to having to draw for works they might not care about. Yeah, and it's not only that. Even if you are able to work on something that you're passionate about, doing the things that you enjoy, you might have to face certain deadlines or have to meet certain expectations. Suddenly, you find yourself doing it because you have to, rather than doing it because you want to. Wouldn't that still be better than having to work a job where you don't enjoy what you do? If you find yourself starting to hate doing what you're passionate about because of all the negatives, then maybe not. I guess, luckily, I'm not doing this for a living, so I can't hate it. This is still something, you know, that's enjoyable. And when it comes to, say, like, the art example, I have in the past tried drawing art for other people. And it's definitely fun, but, like, I think there's... Yeah, the expectations thing is probably the most difficult part. Because, personally, I guess part of my immaturity as an artist is that the quality of what I draw fluctuates immensely. So, if I draw something for someone, It could be good or it could be bad, honestly. Maybe it also just has to do with the level of interest that I have in the work. But following, like, I guess when you get good, maybe you just follow some steps and everything you draw turns out to be relatively the same quality. Because I can replicate a certain level of quality. It's just that sometimes I'll be able to go above my usual level of quality if I'm really invested in something. So that's probably not something that would happen if you're doing things like commissions all the time. I'm just guessing though, because I've never taken commissions. That's one of the worst things that can happen. The absolute worst. You might still love what you do and wouldn't give it up for the world, but if there are so many other negatives tied to it and you find yourself miserable, you won't view it the same way. You seem to feel pretty strongly about this. Do you know someone personally that had to go through that? Personally. You could say that. Well, I hope they find their answer. I can't imagine feeling that way towards the things I'm passionate about. Aren't you consciously aware of when you're unintentionally making a drawing worse? The thing about making a drawing worse is that sometimes think color sketches to Becker her. Sometimes the pose looks right in the sketch, but when you like line it and then you color it, suddenly it feels like it loses the dynamic motion, maybe. Or you'll realize that somehow you got the anatomy wrong. So that's where I'm like, maybe a better artist is able to catch all of these things earlier and it won't be such a big deal, but if you don't catch them until the end, then suddenly you're like, oh wait, I thought this was good, but it's actually not bad. I mean, it's not good. But then like, if I had to like draw a bunch of things at a consistent level of quality, I would the quality of the works would not be my best. Like, I would be like, okay, if I need to draw 10 pieces of this style, it'll be like, I will do sketches for every single one, I'll do line art for every single one, I'll do base colors for every single one, I'll do some basic shading and lighting, and then do some color correction, and I would do the exact same step for every single piece for like a certain level of cohesion so that they look relatively similar at a similar level of quality. Because if people are paying money, then you want to make sure that you don't have like one that looks all weird and sketchy and then one that looks super high polish. At least that's how I feel about like if I were to do commissions. It feels confusing. Feels confusing. I hope so too. If there even is an answer out there somewhere. Well, if I ever find a way you could do the things you like, the way you want to do it, while also having security, then I'll let you know. But I might want to take that opportunity for myself first. If I could get paid to watch VTubers all day, then that would be the dream. What, like a VTuber mod? A VTuber manager? Speaking of VTubers, I'm sure many of them aim to make a living off of making content. But I'd imagine there are a lot of hardships associated with that. Yeah, I'm sure there are. Say, don't you feel like the way that VTubers make money is simultaneously humanizing and dehumanizing? In what way? In a way, VTubers sell their personality by streaming. It's like they are the product. Their income is determined by how much people like them, which depends on their personality. It's almost like they're being assigned a monetary value to who they are. Like, people who make less money are worth less as people. That's just not true at all. That's the dehumanizing part of it, right? What's the humanizing part? VTubing allows you to express yourself and do the things you want to do. You can make money by connecting with people. Alternatively, you could be pulling a lever as a job. Not that there's anything wrong with pulling a lever as a job. There might be a need for that. But it feels a lot more human to be able to express yourself as a job. That's true, but the dehumanizing part is such a negative way to view things. People have different preferences in who they might want to support. Just because a VTuber doesn't appeal to a wide audience doesn't mean they're less valuable as a person. No, I agree. I'm just pointing out that it can seem that way. I don't actually believe it myself. There are so many amazing VTubers out there that are struggling to get by. And there are others I know that have such an amazing community to support them despite how broken the VTuber might be. Broken. What a powerfully strong word she decided to use. I'm curious to know who she's talking about, but it's probably better not to ask or know. Sometimes it feels like Kagurazaka has such a negative outlook on things. But then sometimes it feels like she has absolute trust in others. There's still too much I don't understand about her. But I guess that's to be expected. We've only just met each other. As he says for like the 5th time. I can't be conceited to think I'll understand her right away. Why are you staring at me? Oh, I must have been staring at her while thinking to myself. Have you been charmed by all my good points? Oh yeah, of course. You have that, realistic view on life and, very unique eyes. Wow, you're too kind. I'm sure every girl you meet instantly falls for you once they know how good you are at compliments. But I prefer to say that my eyes show how I've learned the cruelties of the world. See, would you rather be innocent and have never experienced the cruelties of the world, or would you rather be someone who's lived through it and is wiser as a result? I'd like to be someone who managed to learn about everything without having to go through the hardships. Don't we all? What do you even do all day to look so tired? What do I do? That's a secret. You haven't reached a high enough bond level with me yet to unlock that. Okay, what level am I at right now? Bond level 8. Out of how much is that? Wait, that's pretty good, isn't it? Out of 100. I had a feeling that might be it. Okay, yeah, I figured. Sorry, I missed a digit. Out of 1,000. Okay, well that's more realistic, honestly. It's been like a day. Hey, isn't that a bit harsh? If you manage to get 8 out of 1,000 in a day, then that means in a few years you'll actually be really, really high. Is this one of those pay-to-win systems where I can just pay to skip everything? Sure, but it's a gacha. Give me 10,000 yen for a 1% chance to skip to a max bond level. 99% chance to drop down to a 0 level. Wow, these rates seem familiar. I think I've seen them in the gacha games I've played. 1% is actually pretty high, isn't it? Like, that's a SSR? So you just have to keep pulling. Do some 10 pulls. Is there a pity system? No pity. 1 billion yen for a guarantee. Well, at least there's a pity system. Yeah, I think I'll stick to my usual gacha games. I think I prefer the 2D world. You have a girl in front of you offering the secrets of her heart, and you turn her down for some 2D waifus. The secrets of your heart involve me paying you money? At this rate, it will only take 3.4 years. Did you do the math? It sounds about right. 1,000. 8. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the math. I'm gonna trust you on that. And I thought we were just talking about what you spend your time on. You don't understand the heart of a maiden, do you? What kind of maiden tries to extort money from an innocent soul? You're anything but innocent. You've already admitted to playing gacha games. What's wrong with gacha games? They lure you in with all these desirable characters that you expect to be able to collect. Then they hit you with predatory practices to make you spend money because you can't get enough resources to get all the characters you want by being free to play. Are you speaking from experience? No, I knew right from the start that it would be a futile effort to be free to play. That's why I started spending money right away. Right. Yui-chan wasn't going to wait for me until her next banner. And I'm guessing you also spent on duplicates so you can max her out? No, that can wait until her next banner. But I-chan, on the other hand... Stop! My fragile college student finances are crying out in pain right now. I barely have enough to support my favorite VTubers as it is. Hey, think about yourself first. There's the classic... Yeah, VTuber fans should be careful about their finances. Never take money out of living expenses in order to support VTubers. You don't need to donate in every stream or buy every single piece of merchandise to show your support. Many of them would be happy with you just showing up and listening in. Well, it's not like I'm missing out on meals because I'm spending money to support them. I just want to be able to support them whenever I can. Honestly, the support I give isn't nearly enough as what VTubers have given me. All the meaningful experiences I've had, as well as having a place I can go to for comfort. That isn't something that I can just put a monetary value on to repay. Kagurazaka seemed surprised. Did I make that too personal? I guess most people would be creeped out that I spend a lot of my money on VTubers. I'm sure those VTubers feel the same way. What do you mean? That you've also provided something for them that they feel is undeserved or that they won't ever be able to repay. Really? But I mainly lurk with the occasional chatting here and there. I figured I would just be another number to them. That's not true at all. I'm startled by the abrupt shift in her tone. Viewers aren't just a number to VTubers. They might not know every single name of their supporters, but the connection that VTubers form with their viewers is meaningful. I refuse to believe that the community they've built together is something that can just be described as a statistic or a way for the VTuber to collect a paycheck. This topic. Well, my angle is a bit different since I'm, you know, I have a couple of active chatters. I don't think I have many lurkers, to be honest, because when I look at the viewer chart, it tends to match with the amount of chatters. Thanks for being active. Thanks for chatting. But yeah. Like, the Getting Over stream was pretty nice because some familiar names came back from earlier streams as well. Although I do admit that I have a pretty bad memory. There's one viewer here, I can only imagine the hordes of lurkers. Yes. Although, to be honest, YouTube's viewer count thing isn't... I don't know, I feel like I can't trust it. Because sometimes it says one viewer, but then, like, both you and Sammy are here, or like... Yeah, I don't know. It's close enough. I mean, plus minus one is really nothing in, like, the grand scheme of things. it just feels like a lot because there's only one or two. Wait, does the viewer count viewers or accounts? I have no clue. I just see this number. I just see a number. I normally don't pay attention to it though, because, you know, screen real estate. I don't have the space to put the viewer count on my screen when I'm like playing games. I just got the game and the chat. I'm gonna log out for a second. Okay. now I'm gonna be alone. I guess let me open up my viewer count then, so that I can see what's up. Well, I still see a concurrent viewers 1, so if you logged out but you're still watching, I can still see you. I guess if you've logged out, you can't chat, so you can't respond to me. I guess I'll just continue then. Let's take a look. Thinking about it, it's not too uncommon to hear that content creation is just a job to VTubers, and that you shouldn't get too attached to them. That's true though. Don't get too attached to VTubers. But Kakurazaka is right. There's no way that the relation can be described like that. No, you're right. I don't believe that either. I can't fully describe the feelings that I have about that connection, but I'm sure that it isn't as shallow as being a statistic. Oh hey. Your experiment. Your experiment, Bucky. I think I see my number is 2 now. As we're looking at statistics while the story is talking about not being as shallow as being a statistic. Alright, it went back down to 1. Kakurazaka seems to have calmed down. Sorry for getting angry. It's alright. Honestly, I'd rather you have your own beliefs that you're passionate about rather than be passive and agree with everything I say. I've had interactions where it's obvious that the other person just goes with the flow of whatever I say and doesn't have all that many thoughts of their own. I get that sometimes they just want to come off as nice, but I don't feel like the conversation goes anywhere. That's why talking with Kakurazaka feels like a breath of fresh air. Understood. I'll proceed to push all my beliefs onto you from now on. Please don't. I still have some hope for the world, albeit only slightly. But I still don't want my outlook to become as bleak as yours. Come on, I've told you. I prefer to say that I have a more realistic view. And besides, look at me. I manage to smile through the pain every day. Seeing as how you're able to joke around, I can tell you're doing a great job. We both laugh after realizing how silly our conversation has been. I did say before that I'd try to support VTubers when I'm financially able. But if there's one pain I'm able to smile through, it's that I missed out on Mana's half-year anniversary merchandise. That haunts me every day. Is there anything like that which haunts me? Not really. You mean the playmat, acrylic stand, keychain, and postcard? Dang, that's some fancy merch. Yeah, I was able to get everything from the later from third-party sellers, except limited hand-signed postcard. That doesn't exist for sale anywhere. Legitimate ones, at least. I could give you one, if you want. Huh? I have one I could give you. Well, what? You playing dumb or something? A hand-signed postcard. I have an extra one laying around that I could give you. Who just has an extra limited time hand-signed postcard from one of the biggest VTubers just laying around? I guess you'd call me a big fan? Do you want it or not? Well, of course I want it. But I can't just take it for free. That's okay. I don't need your money. Are you low-key trying to flex on me? Instead, you can get on your knees and beg for it. Okay, that's totally worth it. I start to fold my knees and lower myself to the ground. You know what, to be honest, if there was merch that I really wanted, that's really cheap. It's like, alright, let me just kneel down and woo. Limited time. Hand-signed postcard. Wait, stop! Don't actually do it! I react with laughter at her instant response. I think that's the first time I've seen you flustered. Alright, maybe I should just throw the postcard in the trash. Wait, please. I'm sorry. I hope you are. Anyway, I actually have to get going soon. Does she have a stream? I know you have nothing else to do tomorrow, so let's meet up somewhere in the afternoon. That way I can give the postcard to you. Well, I'm confused. The viewer count was simultaneously 1 and 2, when if it was counting viewers, it should have been 3. Huh. You're doing some experimenting in the background, are you? I stopped paying attention at the concurrent view count when I saw it like change a few times, and then I mentioned it, and then I stopped looking at it. Well, right now it's 1, if that's at all interesting to you. From my side, at least, that's what I see. And you also promised to let me borrow your manga volumes. That can be how you repay me. I pull out my phone to check the time. I actually have to get going soon as well. I can't miss Mana's stream tonight. But still, just letting you borrow manga for that postcard doesn't sound like a fair trade. Right now it should be 1? Alright, then it's good. You're right. I'll throw in some money as well. As much as I would like some extra money, I still want to repay you back somehow in the future. Fine, fine. If it's just for the sake of making yourself feel better, then sure. Anyway, give me your contact so I can tell you where to meet. Oh, sure. We perform quick exchange of contacts. I'll message you tonight. Alright, sounds good. Will this be your first time messaging a girl? I'll have you know that I have a loving older sister that takes every opportunity to check up on how I am. I see. How sweet. I guess that answers my question. Okay, let's go. Wait, don't just leave after making a jab like that. She's already walking away. I catch up to her and we make our way out of the park, back the way we came. The light breeze and ample greenery make for a pleasant atmosphere as we walk through the trail. Maybe I should go outside more often. Oh my gosh, touching grass! Both of them are touching grass. Honestly, how does Makoto have time to do these, grass touching so much when she's so busy streaming? And she has school. Like, she's more busy than... She's gotta be more busy than Shoma, right? Because there's stuff that you do in the background when you're not streaming. Like, she's streaming for long hours, and then she's also doing, like, whatever background stuff there is. It sounds like she's with, like... She's, like, pretty big if she has, like, half anniversary merch, like, on that level. How does she do school at the same time? The faint bustle of the town and sounds of our footsteps are the only things we hear as we make our way down the streets. This doesn't feel like one of those awkward silences where one of us feels like there has to be an ongoing conversation. This is a comfortable silence. Even though Kagurazaka asks a lot of questions and can carry on a conversation, she doesn't particularly seem like an outgoing or extroverted person. I can tell that she can appreciate this type of silence as much as I do. She seems to be the type of person who spends a lot of her time thinking about stuff. So maybe times like this are nice for her to reflect. I glance over at her. Yep, seems like she's lost in thought. I still don't have the slightest idea of what goes through her mind, even after talking with her more today. Honestly, that might be for the better. Both in terms of both in terms of the content of her thoughts, and that she can keep me on her toes. Content of her thoughts, and that she can keep me on my toes. Why does English have to have the word content and content? I'm snapped out of my own thoughts when Kagurazaka makes a sudden stop. This is the direction I have to go. She points to a branching path on the road. Oh, I go straight from here. I guess I'll see you tomorrow then? Yeah. Don't miss me too much and start messaging me like crazy. I have some stuff to do tonight. Ha! How conceited of you to think that I would possibly want to text you over watching Mana stream. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't want you missing out on her stream. She turns to leave and walks away quietly until she's out of sight. Did she look sad because of what I said? Well, I thought she would bounce back with those kind of jabs without a problem. Maybe I'm just an idiot who has no idea on how to talk to people. Why do I do this? Now I want to apologize if I said anything out of line. But she told me that she'll be busy tonight. I don't want to seem like I'm too pushy. She did also tell me that she'll message me on where to meet tomorrow. I guess I'll wait until then. I take a deep breath and make my way home, with an all too familiar feeling in my mind. I really do hate myself. Whoa, what a way to end that. What a way to end that. Yes, let me just walk home. Let me walk home. Ah, I hate myself. Anyways, now that their date is finally over, I'm just gonna save here, because it is getting pretty late. And I'm not sure how long the scene for Mana's stream will be, so... I just saved, right? Yeah, that's me saving. Alright. So that's it for this week. That was a really interesting intro. Like, I knew that the topics would be about VTubers and like the relationship between viewers and VTubers. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting story and able to have some, I don't know, cool talk. Stuff that I think about but normally don't say. So next week I'll continue from where we left off, and maybe we'll be able to get to the climax. I don't know. There's a climax, right? It's a story, so there must be some kind of climax, right? Alright then. Thank you for watching, and see you next week. Alright then. Bye-bye. And Happy New Year. Bye-bye.